You sure this ain't live? Because I'm tired of pretending LeBron isn't an evil man.
This could be one of the most shocking NBA leaks in years. A private moment from a live stream that was never supposed to be seen somehow got out. Kyrie Irving ended the stream, believed the camera was off, let his guard down, and started speaking freely, as if no one was listening. Moments later, he said something that instantly rocked the entire NBA. And that statement wasn't even the most surprising part. Once you watch the full clip, the situation escalates quickly. Kyrie wasn't just blowing off steam. He pulled back the curtain on what really happened behind the scenes during LeBron's second run with the Cavaliers. He talked about who truly held power, the pressure coming from the front office, how trades were handled, and the so-called brotherhood that fans were constantly told about. Before we go any further, make sure to subscribe, because this story takes some unexpected turns, and you won't want to miss what comes next. What fans believed about Kyrie and LeBron's relationship now looks completely different. After seeing the full clip, it's hard to view that era the same way again. The moment the clip leaked, the NBA world went into full chaos. Social media exploded, debates fired up everywhere, and fans were stunned, treating it like a massive revelation that no one saw coming.
Circumstances or...
Don't none of us get a pass tonight. Not just Kyrie.
Because that question was crazy. When somebody asked me if LeBron was like a father figure to me, bro, that was crazy, bro. No kizzy. That was a crazy ass question. He's like a few years older than me.
Anyone who followed the Cavaliers closely in 2017 knew the tension was already building, especially when Kyrie asked for a trade that summer. Now, 8 years later, he finally put words to what many people hinted at but never openly said, that playing in the LeBron era often felt controlling and emotionally draining. Once that clip spread, the internet went into detective mode. Old interviews and game footage started popping up everywhere. Fans noticed moments where Kyrie looked irritated during press conferences, uneasy on the bench, or uncomfortable on camera. Nothing seemed random anymore. Even that old comment about LeBron being a father figure came back into the spotlight, and Kyrie quickly rejected that idea. When people watched everything again with fresh perspective, those small reactions suddenly made perfect sense. By the time the online chaos settled, one thing was clear. Kyrie was never meant to be a background piece in someone else's legacy. He was a star in his own right long before any LeBron-related drama. And when people try to minimize that, it's usually the most devoted LeBron supporters doing it. Let's be honest, Kyrie delivered when it mattered most. He hit the clutch 3 in Game 7 against the Warriors, the shot that locked in the win and helped secure LeBron's third championship. That moment was huge, and it can't be brushed aside.
It's not like Kyrie wasn't playing at the same level that Bron was playing at in
Kyrie saved his ass, because Bron sat his scary ass in the corner and said, "Here, Kyrie, I'ma go sit on the side. Here, Kyrie, do it for."
To really understand why this tension ran so deep, you have to go back to the very beginning. All the way to 2011, when Kyrie Irving first stepped onto the floor in Cleveland. This was before LeBron came back, before the big roster changes, and before the pressure that followed. At that time, Kyrie was the face of the franchise. Fans embraced him, teammates respected him, and he carried himself with total independence. Kyrie wasn't chasing super teams, media attention, or control the way LeBron often did. Not then, and not even later. He was simply focused on basketball. No distractions, no circus, just work. When the Cavaliers selected him first overall in June 2011, the city immediately rallied behind him. Coming off a short but exciting run at Duke, Kyrie made it clear from day one that he belonged in the league. His rookie season said it all. He averaged 18.5 points, 5.4 assists, and 3.7 rebounds per game, shooting close to 47% from the field and nearly 40% from three. Those weren't just solid rookie numbers. That was the profile of a future star. It showed in the voting too. Kyrie won the 2012 Rookie of the Year award almost unanimously, earning 117 of 121 first-place votes. And he didn't slow down. In 2012, 2013, and 2014, he kept getting better every season. He averaged 22.5 points in 2012, topped 20 points again in 2013, and by 2014, there was no question about who he was. His first All-Star selection was well-deserved, and he backed it up by putting up 31 points and 14 assists in the All-Star game, earning MVP honors with ease. Throughout all of this, Kyrie stayed out of the spotlight. No public complaints. No leaks. No drama. No talk of forming super teams. People around the league described him the same way during those early years: quiet, humble, private, and fully focused. He didn't need attention to feel validated. His game spoke for him. That mindset came from his father, who drilled one message into him early on: if the engine doesn't run, the team doesn't move. Kyrie believed in hard work, discipline, and staying ready without making noise about it. To Cleveland, he wasn't just another player. He was the centerpiece, the future, the one everything was being built around. He wasn't interested in media games or carefully crafted public images. And honestly, that's what made him such a perfect fit for the city. Kyrie didn't chase fame, power, or clout. He was just a young player with a dream, elite skill, and enough talent to give an entire city hope. By the time 2014 arrived, everything he had earned came through pure work.
This whole celebrity idea is eroding. The whole fame idea is eroding. That's sold to us, y'all. You got people out here that are human, that are acting every day of their life. They're not even real. I had no idea, man. I found out that Bron was coming back like the rest of you guys. The rest of you guys in the world. I had no inclination. I had no time to prepare. It's not that it was on my bingo card, like, hey, I'm going to spend my career playing with Bron. Like, I had no idea, guys.
He wasn't a rookie anymore. Kyrie was an all-star, the centerpiece of the franchise, and for a short time, the heartbeat of basketball in Cleveland. This was his team, his timeline, his moment. And that's exactly why what came next hit so hard. Just as Kyrie had the city fully behind him and was quietly building something solid, everything changed almost overnight. In 2014, LeBron James announced he was returning to Cleveland after 4 years of chasing championships, fame, and global attention elsewhere. There was no warning and no private conversation beforehand. Once the deal was done, the entire direction of the Cavaliers shifted instantly. What made it worse was how Kyrie found out. He learned the news the same way fans did, through headlines, interviews, and breaking alerts. In that moment, the team he had helped shape no longer felt like his. He went from being the face of the franchise to being viewed as a supporting piece. The front office adjusted its priorities, media coverage flipped overnight, and even coaching decisions began to revolve around LeBron. LeBron didn't return alone. His public relations teams, brand managers, and media connections became part of the organization. The Cavaliers were no longer just a basketball team. They became a platform built around one superstar, with every spotlight pointed in his direction. Kyrie was still playing at a high level, still putting in the work, still leading, but the attention followed someone else. The biggest shift, though, wasn't basketball. It was the world that came with LeBron. Celebrity circles, exclusive events, closed-door meetings, and carefully controlled environments became part of daily life. Cameras were everywhere, stories were managed, and everything felt designed for image and influence. That was a world Kyrie never asked for. He noticed it right away. To him, the atmosphere felt calculated and political rather than natural. The energy felt forced, draining, and uncomfortable. His instincts told him something wasn't right, and he stayed guarded. Years later, fans began revisiting old photos, interviews, and video clips from that time. With hindsight, moments that once seemed harmless started to look different. Patterns emerged. Connections became clearer. That's when many people realized Kyrie had sensed the shift long before the public ever did, and long before anyone was willing to talk about it.
Every time you play with Bron, it's going to be a lot of media attention. It's going to be a lot of back and forth of narratives. It's going to be about a lot of spun narratives. It's going to be a lot of politics.
Almost overnight, people started to understand that Kyrie Irving wasn't being paranoid or difficult. He was responding to an environment that felt wrong to him from the very beginning. What once looked like quiet distance now feels more like awareness. With time, the picture became clear. Kyrie wasn't weak or insecure. He was trying to find his footing in a space that suddenly felt unstable, staged, and tightly managed at every level. The balance had shifted fast. The organization, the media, and even locker room conversations now revolved around LeBron. That single change altered everything. From that point on, everything Kyrie did was judged through a completely different filter. And this wasn't about ego or jealousy. Kyrie was already one of the league's top talents. The issue was that the entire system had been rebuilt in a way that clashed with the independence and energy he had always carried. That kind of environment was never going to sit right with him. None of this was out of character either. LeBron has long been known for wanting control over his surroundings. Media messaging, on-court decisions, and even front office moves often bend in his direction. The irony is hard to ignore. During his first run in Cleveland, LeBron publicly criticized the organization, saying the front office was weak and that he lacked real help. In other words, he admitted he couldn't do it alone the way other all-time greats had. So he left, joined a team stacked with stars, and only returned once Cleveland had a rising talent like Kyrie in place. And when he came back, it wasn't just a normal signing. He returned with leverage. Those short-term contracts with player options weren't random. They kept management under pressure and ensured that every major decision had to fit his vision.
Do you know who was responsible for the killing of Tupac Shakur?
No, I don't. I think that showing them in my mature mind had a lot to do with the death of Tupac.